I'm Jim Lampley. Welcome to this look back at Lewis Tyson, one of the most memorable fights in 30 years of boxing on HBO. When Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson finally met, years after they first might have, and both on the dark side of 35, their fight was a preordained watershed. For Tyson, a chance to wipe out a decade of misadventures with a single hard punch. For Lewis, a chance to cement his legacy by obliterating a myth. The preview was a brawl on a stage in New York. The movie was an urban action adventure, a courtroom drama, a frenzied road flick, and then a knockout.
There was no logical reason in boxing terms that a fight between two guys past their primes should have counted for so much. But because fans thought it did, because this fight had been building for a number of years, then it really carried a lot of weight.
But everybody felt that Mike Tyson was still like Mike Tyson was 15 years ago. The general talk on the street was, Mike is back, Mike is from the streets. Yo, man, Mike is just too much man. He's too much of a dog for Lennox.
We all seem to need a threat from outside, the other, who is dangerous and who can hurt us. And we need the champion who can save us from that. Lewis, he should win. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's highly skilled, but he doesn't have that magic. That's why Tyson captured people's imagination. He knocked people out.
Mike Tyson stunned the boxing world with his punching power when he turned pro in 1985. He was still a teenager, just a few years away from a troubled childhood in Brooklyn, New York. Tyson's story was familiar. Boxing would save him from the streets and make him a star. The youngest ever heavyweight champion at the age of 20.
And we have a new era in boxing.
Shortly after he became the heavyweight champion of the world, he became the poster boy and did ads.
Knock drugs out of your life by just saying no. Just not sham a diaper.
Mike Tyson.
He was well-spoken, had a nice smile, little gap tooth, but a nice smile. He was a charming young man.
They should get fighters rings because you can't walk the street with him.
He was gathering enormous momentum as a public figure. The crowd was magnetized to him.
When I go to big cities, everybody stop, and it's like, wow, Mike Tyson. You're Mike Tyson, aren't you? Aren't you that young knockout kid? And it's like, wow.
When he started to become popular, he would talk to me about girls, and if girls would find him attractive, that he felt ugly. I remember sitting in traffic, people coming out of their car to give their daughter's phone number to him. Then it was the limos and the girls and the parties, and there were always people surrounding him who didn't help develop the sweeter side of Mike.
I'm with Robin Givens, who was attending her first Mike Tyson fight as Mrs. Champion. Robin, inquiring minds want to know, how does a woman who went to Sarah Lawrence and Harvard Medical School wind up falling in love with a guy who's a graduate of the School of Hard Knocks?
God, I want to know too.
In 1988, Tyson formed an unlikely union with actress Robin Givens. But as quickly as it began, their marriage ended 8 months later, with Givens accusing Tyson of being manic-depressive and physically abusive.
The question came, what is the best punches you have ever hit anyone with? And then he started to laugh. I said, why are you laughing? He said, because the best punch was a right backhand that I hit Robin with, and she hit every fucking wall in the room.
Iron Tyson!
At his peak, Tyson was terrifying, a master of destruction who paralyzed his opponents with fear and amassed a captivated following. But in 1990, a 42-to-1 underdog, James Buster Douglas, would hand Tyson his first shocking loss. At the same time, Tyson's chaotic personal life became front-page news. In 1992, he was found guilty of rape and sent to prison, where he would discover the Islamic faith before being released on parole in 1995.
As I told Mike on many occasions, man, when you got out of jail for that rape beef, you know, all you had to do was clean your act up, man. You could have been the greatest thing since sliced bread. But no, Coach, I want to roll like I want to roll. The pimps, the hoes, the druggies, those my people. GQ Public, fuck them. I don't care about them.
When he was released from prison, this man became even bigger than life. When most people are down and headed in the wrong direction, he became more famous.
The public and much of the boxing world, I think, had invested so much in the myth of Mike Tyson, and so it didn't take much, you know, to convince people oh, he's back. But underneath it all, it was there was a lot of dry rot.
Mike Tyson decided that he was just going to go on this kind of circus tour to fight anybody's because the public had this fascination with him. He was just going to go for as much money as he could make.
After prison, Tyson was still a box office bonanza, not so much for his ability.